Can you drink coffee and breastfeed? Hey guys, it's Abby here. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed my recent video that I made about breastfeeding. I'm a certified lactation consultant and I recently posted a video about breastfeeding for new moms. And one of the things I think that makes breastfeeding so difficult is a lot of misinformation and myths that people hear. So I'd like to spend this video just debunking a lot of myths that I hear moms and dads tell me. So probably the first thing that I hear the most is that only mom can bond with the baby if she chooses to only breastfeed her baby. That's not true. Dads can do a lot to bond with their baby. Doing skin to skin for dad, giving baths, reading, rocking, singing to your child. There's so many other ways to bond, and that goes for other family members too. Like, doesn't necessarily have to mean just dad. A lot of family members feel left out because they can't be a part of the feeding process, but there's so many other ways to bond with the baby than that. And then once breastfeeding gets off to a really good start, she can pump milk and let other people feed the baby. So also, I've had a lot of moms tell me like they've gotten sick while breastfeeding and they think that they have to stop breastfeeding their baby, which is totally not true. You should continue to breastfeed your baby so that the baby takes on the immunity so that they don't catch what you have. There are some illnesses, very serious illnesses, that you shouldn't breastfeed your baby, such as HIV. So if you have an infectious disease, you should ask your doctor or go to your local health department to get information on whether you'll be able to breastfeed. But there are very few contraindications for breastfeeding, so do your research. Also, there are certain medications that you cannot take while you're breastfeeding, so if you do get sick, consult with your doctor, let them know you're breastfeeding, and let them find a medication that you can use while you're breastfeeding. Also, something common that I hear is if mom gets pregnant while she's breastfeeding her current baby, then she has to stop. That's not necessarily true. It depends on your history. If you've had premature births in the past, then they may tell you to stop, but just consult your doctor to figure out what the best plan is for you. It's case specific. Something else common that I hear a lot is if mom is a smoker, then she cannot breastfeed her baby. That's not true. It's actually proven that breast milk of a smoking mom has less impurities than that of formula. Arsenic levels are lower in breast milk of a smoking mom than formula. Smoking can somewhat have an effect on your breast milk supply. So if you are a smoker, talk to your doctor, let them know, let your pediatrician know. Go to all your weight checks for your baby. Make sure your baby's having plenty of wet and poop diapers. But other than that, as long as your doctor says everything's fine, then you can continue to exclusively breastfeed your baby. And then a big fear of moms, I think, is when your baby gets teeth. So a lot of moms want to stop breastfeeding when their baby gets teeth because they think the baby's gonna bite them, I guess. But that's not true. I mean, my son did bite me on a couple of occasions, but it was like a learning process. Like, he learned, like, no, don't do that. Like, don't bite mom. So the baby is gonna learn how to nurse with teeth. And it really wasn't a problem for me. I mean, I'm sure it's an issue for some people, but usually the baby is gonna learn, like, not to bite you. Another thing that I hear a lot of parents say is that my baby has to have formula in order to be healthy, to get the nutrients that they need. That's totally not true. Your body provides everything your baby needs. Formula has nothing extra that breast milk doesn't. It doesn't have more calories per ounce. Your body will make everything that your baby needs. Probably one of the biggest myths I hear that drives me crazy more than anything is the lactation snacks and the lactation drinks. That is completely false. That is not going to improve your milk supply. There is nothing you can eat or drink that increases your milk supply. The only thing that will increase your milk supply is the stimulation to your breasts. So if you put the baby to the breast at every feeding, if you pump extra, that can increase your milk supply. And of course, you know, as a breastfeeding mom, you get really hungry. You do need more calories throughout the day to sustain yourself. So yes, like we do need a lot of snacks. You do need about 500 extra calories a day to breastfeed a baby. So it is good to have some good snacks on hand, but I don't want you to think like this is going to improve my milk supply. And then a lot of times I hear moms say like, well, I need to drink plenty of water because drinking more water is going to make my milk supply more. That's not true. I mean, you should stay hydrated for yourself. You know, you don't want to get dehydrated, but it seemed like if I got dehydrated, it was like I was engorged. It was actually like I produced more for whatever reason. But, you know, you want to stay hydrated for yourself, but it's not going to make your milk volume more. A lot of moms and parents tell me that they feel like if they only breastfeed, that they'll be more stressed. And I don't think that's necessarily true. Like, yes, after you have a baby is a stressful time. I don't think it matters how you feed your baby. That time is going to be stressful. I actually feel like you're stressed less because you don't have to take the time to make a bottle. You can satisfy your baby's needs immediately. You're not cleaning bottles. You're not getting out of bed. I would have my son's bassinet right next to me. I would be sleeping. I would have the diapers, the wipes, my water. I would not even get out of the bed. I would change him in the bed, put the dirty diaper beside me on the table, and then nurse him, and we would both go back to sleep. So you're actually spending a lot less time than you would be making bottles. And then actually it's proven that moms who breastfeed suffer less from postpartum depression than moms who don't. When you nurse, like your brain is actually putting off good hormones, so that helps with postpartum depression. And then a lot of people think that if you don't eat healthy, you can't breastfeed your baby. That's not true. You know, you should eat healthy for yourself, but pretty much no matter what you eat, unless you're extremely malnourished, your body is going to make the perfect food for your baby. And I love caffeine. I love my coffee. And a lot of moms think that they're going to have to give up caffeine if they breastfeed their baby. And that's not true. You know, you don't want to have multiple cups of caffeine a day, but you can have a cup of coffee every day. Talk with your doctor about what's appropriate as far as how many servings, but you can have caffeine. Moms that are having multiples, so twins, triplets, or more, some women think that they can't fully breastfeed multiples. You can. So we've had moms successfully breastfeed twins fully, triplets fully. Maybe if you're having 4 or 5 babies, that may be a little bit much, but you can fully breastfeed multiples. If you have stopped breastfeeding for a little while, it is possible to reinitiate. All you have to do is put stimulation to the breast, and your body most likely will start making milk again. So like if you thought you were going to stop breastfeeding, but then maybe a couple weeks later you change your mind, it is possible to relactate. So some people think that once your baby turns 1, you have to stop breastfeeding, and that's not true. You can breastfeed your baby as long as you and your child are comfortable. You know, what's better for your child, milk that was made especially for them or milk from a cow? You can breastfeed your baby as long as you would like. So at least 2 years of breastfeeding is what's recommended now. So I feel like a lot of moms feel overwhelmed that they're gonna have to go back to work full time and exclusively breastfeed their baby. But there are laws in place to protect you. You're supposed to have a private place to pump that is not a restroom. They're supposed to give you adequate time to pump, and then just have a plan. Discuss with your employer before you go back to work what times would be best for you guys, and just whatever your breastfeeding plan is. Thank you guys for joining me today. I know we've only scratched the surface of how many breastfeeding myths there are, so I might make a follow-up video. I would love for you guys to ask me questions, tell me what you think. Subscribe to my channel, I've got more videos coming. Thank you guys.